Preston here with Landis Technologies. Today we're going to take a look at tracking your agent's performance using Landis Contact Center. There's two main types of tracking. One is live. Let's see what's going on right now in the call center with the agents. And then also historic reporting, so kind of a performance metric. So let's start with the live side of things. If I go to, I'm right here in the app in my Teams client, Queue status gives me the ability to see all my agents that are in here, and I can not only see whether or not they're signed in, so confirm that they're signed in if they should be. I can see whether they're in an available status. I can also see how long they've been in an available status, or whatever status it is. I can make changes to their status by hovering over them and changing them to another status in the system. This is the same statuses that they're able to change themselves, but it gives the manager capability not only to see this information, but also then to make changes as needed. Also, you can see that the sign-in option is another option for activating them in a queue. So that gives you the ability to see live what's going on with your agents. Now, a lot of supervisors and managers are looking at data for the historic performance. What happened yesterday or what happened earlier today. So there's several reports that are helpful. Number one, I am going to go to the agent timeline. And this has a place where you can see exactly what statuses your agents were in and the calls that they took. So this top bar is when they were in calls throughout the day. The next bar is their status. So the different color coding, and I can zoom way in here and I can check a specific time if I'm looking back at this morning and I want to see, hey, what happened around 9 a.m.? I see this agent was in a status called tickets, which makes this agent unavailable for calls. You can also see which queues they were signed in and signed out. So this gives you the ability to look back and see exactly what's happening, and you can put all your agents on this report and look down through that. Now this is still looking at a specific time and not necessarily statistics or that type of thing. So I am going to go to the agent status, agent summary report. And what the agent summary report now is gives a total of the performance of the agents in the form of a bunch of different metrics. So first of all, you can look at different calls, how many calls they're taking, whether it's inbound or outbound. It has all of that information on here. And as I scroll across, this report is very comprehensive. So you can look at missed versus rejected calls. So a missed call is when I just don't answer the call. But a rejected call is a very different thing. That's me pressing the red X and ignoring that call, sending it on to somewhere else in the call center. It may be that somebody else answered that call, but that's still a behavior that you want to report on. And if you have one agent that's rejecting a lot of calls, it might be something that you want to take a look at. As we continue to scroll across here, average talk time. So if you have one agent that's a lot more proficient in handling the requests that are coming in, it might be an opportunity to look at how they're handling these requests and what their customer satisfaction level is as compared to others. And then the other that might be true too, where you have agents that are struggling to get through their calls in good time and more training might be necessary. Continuing to scroll across, we have this sentiment score. So we've featured in other videos talking about how you can look at the sentiment of the call. Well, here you have an average for the agent across all their calls listed here, and you can sort this report by highest to lowest, look at your different agents, and maybe, once again, take a look at the ones that are lagging behind as a possible target for some additional training. As we continue to go across here, we talked a little bit about the agent timeline. Here's another spot where you can surface that status time on this report, and this gives you the ability to see the cumulative total of the amount of time each agent is spending in each one of these categories. And you'll notice that it includes the custom categories that you may have set up, like paperwork and meal break. Those are not default categories or statuses, but you can set those up and then see the amount of time that your agents are spending in those particular categories. And then you can see the total time. So this may be something that you track for your agents, saying out of the time, who is spending the most time on the phone, who is connecting with agents. I know in some organizations there is a benefit to having more client time, and so this would be a way to track that. You also, as I mentioned before, the number of calls are also tracked on here, so you can see that information as well. So that gives you a bunch of options for not only looking at their live status and what's going on currently, but it also looks at then what their averages are, how many calls they're taking in comparison to their teammates, and make sure that everybody is performing as you would expect them to. As always, if you have any questions about any of these metrics, what they mean, how it's calculated, we'd be glad to discuss it further. You can contact us. Thanks for watching today.